All right, everybody, it's time to give this beast some traction. We're going to get it with this Camoplast Peak 2.5 track. It comes in a few different models, 16 inches wide and 15 inches wide. We're going to use the 15-inch wide track on this Polaris. If you're running an RMK, it's got these center cutouts for your center driver. Now they have several different sizes, a 146, a 154, and a 163. And for our purpose, we're going to use this 163 track. So they have two different models of this track. If you're running really wet and hard snow, you're going to maybe want to go with the single durometer track. It's one consistent rubber throughout, a little stiffer lug on it. But if you're running the powder like what we're doing, up high, nice dry, light powder, you're going to want the multi-durometer. Now what multi-durometer means to you is that there's basically two different rubber compounds in this. The lug here is a little stiffer at the bottom, but as you go up to the top of the lug, it gets a little looser, a little more flex in there. It's going to help you get through the powder. You want to keep this track and you want to keep the sled on top of the snow. Now the name of the game is keeping on top of that snow. You don't want to trench, you want to keep up on top. This track's going to do it. The angular lug design on here is meant to funnel the snow into the center, keep it underneath the track. They also have these little lateral bars on the side. They keep the snow inside as well. So I'm going to install this today. This is a 2.86 pitch track. It's going to fit in here perfectly. We've got the avid drivers we're going to use with it. And this is the third season they've been running this track. They've been having great reviews on it. I can't wait to try it out. After I try it, I'm going to let you know just how it works. So let's get this in. It's going to be a fun install and it's going to look killer on this sled. It's a little tricky to put in by yourself. Sometimes it's easier to have another set of hands, but my extra set of hands are holding the camera right now. So I've just strapped it to the table. It's a little loosey-goosey, but you know what? We're going to make it work. When you put this track in, if you can do it upside down, it is a lot easier, that's for sure. You always have to make sure with a track, you got to take a look at it and see if there are any directional arrows. That's the way that the track was designed to turn through the snowmobile. If you put it in the wrong way, you're probably not going to get the traction and the performance you want. When I buy a new track and I just get it delivered, they're usually wrapped pretty tight and they're kinked on both ends. So you want to take that, bring it in your house, unwrap it, maybe put it in the basement and leave it there for a few days. And don't lay it down where the kinks are. Put the kinks about midway through and it'll sort of settle out for you and it'll be nice and round, it'll be easier to go in. There we go. Beautiful. Now I'm just going to install this. New avid drivers on there. Polaris has a bit of a clamping system that they use on their bearings here. I'm going to lightly put this one into place because I don't have the chain case in the other side yet. I'll just fit this up. I don't want to tighten it up, it'll bend everything. That's good for now. This IQR is a 2012. I'm not going to use the original axle shaft in it because it's a lot heavier than what we need. So I went to an old school shaft from a 2005. I'm just going to pop in this chain case now. In there. Perfect. I'll tighten up those bolts on the other side, put a couple in here. We're in action. Just place some of these bolts in here to hold this case in place. Tighten them up in a minute. So much easier changing chain cases and doing this kind of work on these sleds now than those oldies. They were pretty tricky way back when. I don't have to put gear oil in here because we're going to be putting the belt drive on as well. Now we'll just get that other side tightened up. Okay, so I'll spinny. Whoopsie. Flatten that out. Now I'm going to take another look at the drivers to make sure that they're actually installed correctly. I did take a look at this earlier, make sure everything was lined up, just eyeballed it. Now that everything's tightened, I still want to make sure that these drivers, the track is more or less centered in the tunnel. That is perfect. Perfect. So that's a perfect fit. The drivers are lined up, lots of room on either side of the track. And I've got probably 5/8 of an inch clearance in the tunnel. More than enough. All right, we've got that cool Peak 2.5 Camoplast track. Make sure you check out Camoplast's website. They have a new track finder on there. You can go in there, punch in your type of sled, whether it's an oldie or a new one. They're going to tell you exactly what they have to fit your model's requirements. I got to thank you guys for joining us here at PowerModz. Make sure you come back. We're going to fit up the skid on this, and you're not going to want to miss that. Thanks for watching.
Make it impossible to find me. Go on and believe it's nothing at all.